everybody, welcome to Wacky Wednesday number 71 on the Mana Leek. I'm John as always, and it's time for some triple Ravnica City of Guilds drafting. I don't know much about Ravnica City of Guilds. I have drafted the full block maybe twice, but I've never drafted just triple Ravnica. I do know there are 4 guilds in this set. There's Boros, Dimir, Selesnya, and Golgari, and if you aren't one of those color pairs, you're screwed. It's one of the downsides of Ravnica drafting, but I have heard, and from my brief experience with the full block, that they built the sets really well, and they are some of people's favorite draft sets. I traditionally don't do super well at gold set drafting. I tend to really like to stick to 2 colors, which I guess is probably pretty okay for this draft. But when we get into the full block, when you're really supposed to do 3-color decks, I definitely run into trouble. But I know next to nothing about this format. I've read over what some of the good cards are. Who knows if I can remember what they are, but I'm going to jump in and see how we can do in this draft. All right, here we are for pack 1, pick 1, and I need to go kind of fast because I just don't know most of the cards in this set. Our rare is Sunforger. It is 3 mana for an equipment. You can equip for 3, +4/+0, pay red, white, unattach it. Search your library for red or white instant, so you're going to try to go burn with that. I don't think that's really what you want to be doing. There's Overwhelm. That's okay. Brain Spoil is just flat-out removal, and arguably what I'm looking at right now, just blow up a creature for 5. 1/1 that regenerates for 3. Ew. 2/1 first strike. Vigilance for 3. That's not too bad. Now, if we do take black, that means that we want to be going green or blue. But of course, that we shouldn't jump into a color based off of our first card. I feel like Brain Spoil is just the best pick here. I feel like that is the pick. We could go Rampy. If Wayfinder comes back around. But yeah, let's take a Brain Spoil and see where it goes. We got a rare. It's a 4/6 for 3 that can't be blocked, and when it enters the battlefield, my opponent gets 5 1/1s. No, not really what I want. Ooh, a Last Grasp. Target creature gets -3/-3. That's pretty darn solid. Flight of Fancy. There's an enchantment sub-theme. Enchantments aren't as bad as they usually are in this set. I think Last Grasp is just the card we take here. It's just further removal. Yeah, let's take it. I'd rather not go into the blue-black mill deck just because it's so heavily drafted right now. Because it's really fun and it is kind of cool. But I wouldn't mind being blue-black kind of tempo. Signets are super good, but I'd kind of want to take an evasive creature here rather than the Signet. Induce Paranoia is okay if you're going into mill. Rotworm is not terrible. Dark Heart of the Wood. Sack of Forest gains 3 life. No thanks. Trophy Hunter. 2/3 for 3 that pings flyers. Whenever a creature with flying is killed, gets +1/+1 counter. So that could get out of control before too long. But I think ultimately we'll just take the Snapping Drake. Evasive, kind of dip our toe into blue-black. But hey, there's a Golgari Guildmage. 2/2 for 2, sack a creature, return target creature card from graveyard to your hand. 4 and a green, counters. Counters everywhere. Terrarian, Bramble Elemental. There's no blue and no black outside of the Guildmage. Now, Guildmages are pretty darn solid in all their colors, so maybe we do take a look at black-green. Whenever an aura becomes attached, get 2 Saprolings. Elves of the Deep Shadow is just a mana dork. Sack a creature, destroy target creature with flying. Hey, that looks a lot like Plummet. Like a lot like Plummet from the most recent set. Yeah, let's take the Guildmage and see if Golgari is maybe open. I super don't want to play Dredge just because I'm not overly familiar with Dredge, but maybe this is where I jump into it. 2/2 for 4, exile a creature, regenerate it. It's not the worst, it's not the best. Choose a player, that player adds 1 mana of any color here, so me. So it's just a mana rock. Grifter's Blade, Thought Picker Witch is kind of for the mill deck. Centaur Safeguard. Maybe we keep going the Golgari route. Siege Worm, I know you. You're more for the Convoke deck, but you're still pretty darn good. Carrion Howler, if we wanted to be aggressive, it can become a 4/1. Although that's on turn 5. That's slow. That's really slow. I think maybe just the Siege Worm. Yeah, let's take a Siege Worm. Let's continue down the black-green route. Another Siege Worm. Seeds of Strength. Green-white. Target creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Target creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Target creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Strands of Undeath. Enters the battlefield. Discard. Regenerate. Drake Familiar. 2/1. Sack it unless you return a enchantment. Lore Broker. Each player discards a card. Draws a card and discards a card. Each player loots, basically. It's Boros Signet. Yeah, maybe just another Siege Worm. What's Dryad's Caress? You gain 1 life. No. Yeah, let's take a second Siege Worm, but I'm going to need counters to really take advantage of those Siege Worms. When Golgari Brown Scale is put into your hand from your graveyard, you gain 2 life, so it's got Dredge on it. Consult the Necrosage is okay. Draw 2 or Mind Rot them, so it's Divination or it's Mind Rot. I really like the versatility of that card. But I think we'll just take the Golgari Brown Scale here. Overwhelm. Man, am I going down the Convoke route. Maybe I can just do that. Maybe I can just splash the black. I don't like splashing for a 3rd color, but maybe I can just splash the black, start looking for some white token producers as well. Although, I mean, if I do throw away that black, Night Guard Patrol becomes a pretty good card. Let's take it. Black is drying up like crazy, so it may just not be here. 5 mana for an enchantment. Pay 1, sack a creature. Search your library for land. Put it in the battlefield tapped. Not what I want to be doing. Sack Voyager's Staff. Exile target creature. Return it to the battlefield at the beginning of its next end step, so it bounces. Nothing I really want to bounce. 5 mana, 1/5. That when it's dealt damage, I gain a life. I guess, but I don't want to play that. Dark Heart of the Wood came back around. Necromantic Thirst. Not much. Not much. There's a foil basic. I'm taking the foil basic. Alright, so let's go back to some actual cards here. Conclave's Blessing. 4 mana. Aura. +0/+2 for each other creature. So I can make a giant butt, basically. Or I could do sideboard flyer removal. Let's do sideboard flyer removal. Caregiver, 1/1 for 1. Sack a creature for the next 1 damage. No thanks. I'll take the mana rock, I suppose. Tattered Drake, Rain of Embers. Let's take Rain of Embers, because if I do go counters, that's pretty good against Saprolings. Caregiver. Alright, so I don't know what we're playing. I don't know what I'm playing at all. No color seemed open to me whatsoever, except green, but I didn't see the Selesnya cards outside of the big stuff, so we'll see just how bad this draft ends up. We do have a Devouring Light that continues to take us down the Selesnya route. Ethereal Usher, Gatehound, creatures you control have vigilance as long as it's enchanted. There's a Sky Knight Legionnaire. There's a foil Siege Worm, but I don't want any more Siege Worms. I think I maybe just take the Devouring Light, and I think I maybe just throw away all the black stuff that I took, because it's just not gonna get there. Devouring Light is just so good. Yeah, we take Devouring Light. So let's pitch that, and probably that. Golgari Legendary. 2/2 for 4. Whenever you sack a black creature, you may pay 2 life. If you do, each other player sacks a creature. Whenever you sack a green creature, you gain 2 life. Nifty. Oh, another Last Grasp. Why is black looking open? 2/5 for 5. Reach. Can block an additional creature each combat. Mark of Eviction. Very good. Maybe I just try to go 3 colors. I'm going to need mana fixing for that, though. Can I sack things? Do I have sack outlets? I do. I have 1. Blue, I think, is just out of the question, even though there is a Mark of Eviction. Mark of Eviction costs a single blue? That's ridiculous. Man. Last Grasp is just so good, though. Let's take Last Grasp. Warp World. What is here for us? Very little, and there's a disgusting amount of red in this pack. Mausoleum Turnkey. Another Mark of Eviction. That's disgusting. Because you just play these on your opponent's creatures, and they just bounce back and back and back. All right, what am I even doing here? Blue is just... No, blue's gone. So my black is probably beating out my white so far. So I probably don't want to take any extra white. There is just a Silesia Signet. That would help my mana, actually. Blarg. Let's take the Signet. Well, I didn't promise you guys a good draft. Dark Blast. Target creature gets -1/-1 till end of turn. Not the absolute worst. Stone Cedar Hierophant. 1/1 for 4. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, untap the Hierophant. You can tap it to untap a land. So, rampish, later-ish in the game. There is also Seeds of Strength. I don't know if there's a lot of X ones. I mean, what do we have here? We have a 1/1, a 2/1, and a 1/1. So maybe I do just want the Stone Cedar Hierophant. Sure. Blood Bond March. Whenever a player casts a creature spell, each player returns all cards with the same name as that spell from his or her graveyard to the battlefield. That's not for draft. Oh, Bell Tower Sphinx. Disgusting. Disgusting. Conclave Phalanx. Dryad's Caress. Well, there's the Seeds of Strength if I want to take it. If I want to go full on 3 colors. Oh, doesn't sound good, but it sounds wacky. Let's go full on 3 colors. Full Abzan. Hey, another Brain Spoil. Guardian of the Vitu-Ghazi. 8-drop, 4/7, Vigilance, but it's got Convoke. Brain Spoil, Ivy Dancer, target creature gets Forest Walk. I think we just take a Brain Spoil. There's a Sadistic Augur Mage, but let's take Brain Spoil. Ribbons of Night. 4 damage target creature. You gain 4 life. If blue was cast, draw a card. Is there anything better? 3/1. Sack it to put a counter on target creature and dredge 3. Nifty-ish. Necromantic Thirst. 0/4 for 3 with Defender. Prevent the next one damage. Radiant, target creature, and each other creature that shares a color with it gets +1/+1 till end of turn. So, Shambling Shell? Need creatures. I only have 7. Yeah, Shambling Shell. Dowsing Shaman. 4 green for a 3/4. Return target enchantment card from your graveyard to your hand. I don't have any enchantment cards. Strands of Undeath. There's an enchantment card. Thought Picker Witch. Sundering Vitae. 3 mana. Naturalize. Huh. So it's Mind Rot with regen. Three, 4 is kind of big, but that is a 5-drop. I don't necessarily want a 5-drop. I don't know. I have 3 seconds. Let's go for the Drowsing Shaman. Or Dowsing Shaman. It's a dowser, I see. Gatehound. It's a 3-drop. It's the only card in this pack for me, depending on what this does. 2 mana. Play with the top card of your library revealed. As long as the top card of your library is a creature card, creatures you control that share a color get +1/+1. Green, white, put the top card. So that's really for a wide token strategy. Maybe I get a wide token strategy in the last pack. Maybe I just take a Gatehound. Gatehound. I think I just take a Gatehound. Dimir House Guard or Infectious Host or Votary of the Conclave. 3/1 Fear, why not? In the deck you go. Selesnya Sagittars. Sagittars? Oh, it's like Sagittarius. Archers. Yeah. Transluminant. 2/2 for 2. It's a bear. Sack it. Put a spirit token into play. Not the worst. It's a bear. Let's take a bear. Consult the Necrosages. Go away. Consult the Necrosages number 2. Go away. 3/2 Defender. Sack 3 lands. Each player shuffle. Moloch. Go away. Swamp. Cool. Last pick foil swamp. That's 2 foil basics. 2 foil basics. All right, my deck is a little bit of a pile. A lot of double white, a lot of double green, a lot of double black. We're going to have mana issues like whoa, but oh well. Twilight Drover. 1/1 for 3. Whenever a creature token leaves the battlefield, put a counter on it. Pay 3, take a counter off of it to put 2 spirits into play. Ooh, Selesnya Guildmage. That puts tokens into play. Scatter the Seeds. That also puts tokens into play. There's so many token cards. I kind of just want to take this pack. I suppose how many did we take token synergy stuff, or did I talk about it and then take something else? I think I mostly talked about it and then took something else. Scatter the Seeds, Guildmage. Scatter the Seeds, Guildmage, or this thingy. Let's go with a Guildmage. Vitu-Ghazi, the City Tree. 2 green white, tap it to put a token onto the battlefield. Suppression field. Ooh, Faith's Fetters. That's pacifism. That is pacifism. +4 life. Or it's not pacifism, it's a rest. Greater Moss Dog, Fists of Ironwood puts Saprolings into play as well. Gives trample. Faith's Fetters just removal. We can kind of play the like removal to Siege Worm plan, I think. So let's go with Faith's Fetters. Seed Spark. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. If green was played, put 2 Saprolings into play. There's a foil basic. Ooh, there's a Karoo land. Probably just take that, I think. Bramble Elemental, Elves of Deep Shadow. Yeah, let's take a Karoo land. That'll help mana a little bit. Twisted Justice. Vindictive Mob. 5/5. Sack a creature. So it might have to sack itself if it's the only thing in the battlefield. Oh, it's a 6-drop. Can't be blocked by Saprolings. Okay. Sewer Drag. 5 mana, 3/3 with Swamp Walk. Sack it to exile a card from a graveyard. I guess that's anti-dredge. We've got another bear. We've already got one of those. We've got another Shambling Shell. Could do some counter shenanigans, I suppose. Greater Moss Dog. 3/3 for 4 with dredge 3. Yeah, let's take a Shambling Shell. Hunted Troll. 8/4 for 4. When it enters the battlefield, target opponent gets 4 blue fairies with flying. No thanks. 2/4 for 6. Enters the battlefield. Each opponent loses 1 life for each creature he or she controls. Clinging Darkness is removal-ish. Ooh, there's a Golgari Signet, though. And I need mana fixing. Signet over a Clinging Darkness? Yeah, I've got a lot of removal. Let's take the fixing. So I've got Golgari Signet, Selesnya Signet, Golgari Rot Farm. I could maybe do 16 lands with 2 Signets and a Rot Farm. Is there any spell that I'm not happy with? Bloodletter Quill. 3 mana. Put a blood counter on it. Pay blue-black. I'm not going to be paying blue-black. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, put a Saproling into play. Well, this could be a win condition. 4/7 Vigilance. I mean, I think my Siege Worms are just my win conditions, really. Really. Let's take it. I'm not going to play anything else. Yeah, let's take it, but I don't know if I'll main deck it. Well, I guess Dowsing Shaman's not doing too much outside of returning Faith's Fetters, maybe? So let's cut the Dowsing Shaman. Augur Mage, that dude. Looks like blue-black might actually be open. Or at least kind of the flyers-ish version of it. There's really not much going on here. Equipped creature has Defender flying in first strike. That's gross. Yeah, let's hate out a Snapping Drake. And then let's hate out a Stasis Snare. What do you do? Until end of turn, you become a black-green zombie with power and toughness equal to creature cards in graveyard. No thanks, and it doesn't fix mana at all. Chant of the Vitu-Ghazi. is Fog, except gain life off of it. Top 5 cards of your library. For each card, put that card into your graveyard unless you pay 2 life. Put the rest in your hand. No thank you. So yeah, let's hit out a Stasis Cell. Hate out a Drift of Phantasms. 05 Flyer Wall is pretty hard to get through. Yeah, blue-black's definitely feeling open. Another Shambling Shell, I guess. I've already got 2. And let's take a Translumion, but we're not going to play it. Foil basic. Destroy target enchantment and each other enchantment that shares a color with it. Sounds like a good sideboard. Pay 3 tap target creature, then return Cyclopean Snare to its owner's hand. No. And let's take Leave No Trace for the sideboard. Nothing going on here. Another foil basic land. Foil basic land number 3. Clinging Darkness. Maybe that is bad. Let's take it anyways. Guess we won't play it. Nobody else is apparently. Let's take a Sewer Drag, and we'll take a Peregrine Mask. So we have 24 cards. So are we going to do 16 lands with 2 Signets and a Karoo land? What would that look like? That would look like 5, 4, 6. 5, 4, 6. Well, I could cut, preferably not a creature. I only have 14. So if I cut a spell, what spell would it be? Oh, I guess I have that too, don't I? Yeah, I've got that too. Yeah, I'm going to go 16 lands. It may not be correct, but we'll go for it. I don't know this format, but I have something that resembles a deck. Let me know what was open. Let me know if you have experience in this draft and where you would have gone. But otherwise, I will see you guys for match 1, where hopefully we do something. See you then.